Welcome to another episode of Southern Ohio Matters with Gina Collinsworth. Today, Gina's going to be looking at the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission and all of the many different components that it deals with communities in Southern Ohio. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of Southern Ohio Matters with Gina Collinsworth. Gina Collinsworth is a Public Information Coordinator with the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission located in Pike County. Gina, it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Hey, Patrick, it's great to see you again. We haven't met for a while, and I'm glad to be back on the show and talking about the great things happening in Southern Ohio.
Well, every time I turn around, you are very involved. Not only you, but Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission is very involved in a number of different projects throughout our Southern Ohio area. But let me ask you a couple questions, quick questions about OVRDC.
Sure.
What is Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission? What is that?
It is a great question because in my role as Public Information Coordinator, I find out in the community, sometimes it's hard for people to define exactly what we do. But basically, the areas that we help in are economic and community development, transportation planning. We can help with small business loans, and that's gap filler is what they call that. We don't take the place of the bank, but we do help businesses get up off the ground here in Southern Ohio. We also help with GIS mapping, which is data imaging that we can do to show you different data sets in the region that's helpful. And one other thing we've done with GIS that I think is pretty fascinating is we all know that our infrastructure is aging down here in Southern Ohio. So one of the things we can do is go out in your community and map any of the water lines or sewer lines or anything like that that can help you assist with planning. So I think when you think about OVRDC, Patrick, you think about planning and funding. Those are the two ways to think about what we do here.
And I think that you work with all of the different communities. In how many counties do you serve?
Yes, we serve 12 counties here in Southern Ohio. The most western county that we serve and is part of our membership, part of the commission, is Claremont County. And then we stretch along the river all the way to Gallia County on the eastern edge of Appalachia in Ohio. And then as you go north, there's Vinton County, Ross County, Pike County, Highland County, Fayette County. And I hope I haven't forgotten any. But, what's great is when I say commission, that's really what it is. People from 12 counties that meet on a monthly basis or a bi-yearly basis, to determine what's important in the region. What do they want to spend the funding on? What projects will help us move forward the fastest down here? Or, what projects have we really got to pay attention to? And we all try to work together. So for me, Patrick, it's a dream job because, I really love working in the community and I love working with people. So it's great to be here.
So what about the other counties in Ohio? Ohio has 88 counties. What about those counties?
Well, I'm kind of partial to ours down here, and I'm a native of Southern Ohio. I live in Scioto County, but I can tell you that OVRDC is what you call a local development district. And there are 4 of those in Appalachian, Ohio. Did I hold up 4 fingers, or maybe that one wasn't up high enough? Yes, there are 4 local development districts down here serving Appalachian, Ohio. And, it's determined through the Appalachian Regional Commission, which is federal. It's a federal agency with federal funding, that we need a little extra boost in Appalachia to bring us up to parity with the rest of the nation. So that's really the role of ARC funding, and that's how they designate in Ohio the Appalachian Counties, the 4 local development districts. So OVRDC is one, and then there's Buckeye Hills Regional Commission. There is the Omega a district, and then there's also East Gate, which is up in the very northern eastern edge of Appalachia in Ohio. So those 4 agencies work together. We call them sister agencies, and we all do similar things for the counties we serve.
Now, Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission has been working on the Appalachian Community Grant Program, the ACGP program.
Correct. Very good.
What's the latest information on this program?
Patrick, man, we are excited about this program. So the ACGP, which is shorthand, for Appalachian Community Grant Program, this was created by Governor DeWine and the Husted administration and our legislators. And basically, with all the COVID funding that came down and they had a lot of federal money, they decided they wanted to set aside this $500 million program for Appalachian counties. So 32 counties in Appalachian, Ohio will qualify for this money. And one big thing that you hear about this program is transformative. So the money and the applications that we're working on are supposed to be very region-wide in scale and impact. So we want transformative projects, and the applications need to be evidence-based. They need to include a public-private partnership. And of course, always sustainability. Whenever you put funding into grants and programs, you want to make sure that it's not going to go away when the grant money runs out. So sustainability is a big component. So, we're really in the heat of the Appalachian Community Grant Program, and the application window is going to open up sometime in November or December this year for these transformative projects and the applications that are going to be going in. With $500 million to start, Patrick, at this point, we have about, I believe, $440 million left for this round 2. And this is where you're really going to see those projects that are going to make a difference in the region. So it's so exciting to think about it. And at OVRDC, our role is basically coordination in a way, and to facilitate how do we bring these projects together to make these big mega applications. They're talking millions of dollars for applications. They're not going to do 480 $1 million grants. They would rather do 10 or 20 large 40, 50, $60 million grants. And what that'll take is you're going to have communities working together, talking about how does all of this work together, in the guidelines of the grant to qualify as transformative for the region, transformative for their communities. So
can you give me an example of some of the possible programs that this might be funded?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to wrap your brain around it. And we have been holding these bi-weekly update meetings every 2 weeks here at OVRDC. John Hemmings, our executive director, and Ken Reed, who's been working on the project pretty much from the very start for us here at OVRDC. We all just get everybody together online on Zoom like you and I do here, and we give them the latest information. As it's a new grant program, there have been some changes as we went along, some adaptations to it. So it's so important to keep that good communication flowing so everyone knows what's going on and they're ready to work together on their applications. The process has been pretty exciting. So the first round of grant money that came out were TA grants, technical assistance. And it's kind of unique in this program that you see funding set aside for that kind of planning and early development of projects. A lot of times when you see a grant program, it's usually just, here's the grant money for the actual activities or building or whatever you're doing. But in this ACGP, Appalachian Community Grant Program, they actually set aside money in the beginning to have those really deep conversations and hire consultants and technical people to talk about planning and implementing these grants. So the state has awarded all the communities that sent in their application, they were interested in the program. They all have received a procured planner. And the planners are all coordinating. And here we are, Patrick, again, talking 32 counties. So that's what's been happening with these bi-weekly meetings, and the planners are meeting with people on projects. The goal is to pick out about 7 geographic regions that make sense logically for these 32 counties to start kind of trying to group these smaller grant projects into one mega application. So that's about what we've been doing. And, when you hear people talk about what their applications are going to be, I was looking to find some notes because I want to definitely tell you some real stuff. So, we've heard things about renovating theaters. We've heard about trails. We've heard about river type developments, tourism type projects. When you talk about the grant, I want to tell you that there were 3 buckets of money. Basically, they want to see downtown revitalization projects. They want to see workforce type projects, and they want to see health related projects. So for instance, some of the health related projects we're seeing are based around schools, community healthcare centers in schools, or some kind of collaboration to bring healthcare into the school system. Some of the workforce development, I don't know a lot about those projects other than I have seen some that are related to recovery and getting people back on their feet, maybe, coming out of the justice system and giving them some training to get back into the workforce. And then, of course, that downtown revitalization, when I mentioned the theater type stuff, that's tourism. That's putting money into your downtown so that when someone drives through your community, they can see a huge impact from the program. So it's still evolving, Patrick. I don't know that I was very articulate on what it's going to look like, because I don't think we really know what it's going to look like at this point. But I can tell you that people are working together, and it's really exciting to see how it's going to impact our region.
So suppose I'm a small community and I have this need to put in, let's say, a water filtration system. Who would I contact and how would I get in touch to be a part of this process?
Well, that's a great question. And we do a lot of that funding. I would not think that doesn't fit into that Appalachian Community Grant Fund. That is very specific to those 3 tranches of projects. But, we had talked earlier before we came online about what do we do here, and I have brought this overview pamphlet that we have here at the office that I helped create. But, basically we have different grant programs that would apply to projects like that. So if you're looking for water and sewer system help, that would be maybe the Ohio Public Works program. And we're district 15 of that. So Kim Reynolds in our office, she can help with that. Some water programs I have seen come through Appalachian Regional Commission funds. So those are also 2 great programs. We have EDA money, U.S. Economic Development Administration funding, and we work with them quite a bit. So infrastructure here at OVRDC is really our main focus, our main way that we contribute to the region, as well as transportation. But those are the things that we work on. The infrastructure we need down here to have economic and community development and to make a change in people's lives, make jobs happen and make your road nice for when you have to drive to your job. We work with ODOT and I think of us, Patrick, as kind of the middleman between federal and state funding and money and programs and our local county commissioners, county engineers, township trustees. We kind of help bring those 2 groups together.
So if I want to get more information, who do I contact? My county commissioners in any of the counties, or you, or who?
Either way, you can start right there and hopefully they'll refer you up here if we can help you. But also you can always check out our website or call the office. The website is easy to remember, ovrdc.org. And if you start right there, you'll be able to find all kinds of great information, not just about what we do, but how our other partners have programs out there. And we always try to work together with them. So we're always sending information. That's my job, Patrick. I send the emails out and annoy everyone with all this great information. There's a lot happening down here in our region. So it's really fun to be part of that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's my understanding that the program will be successful because Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission is very intent on making really good things happen in Southern Ohio. But let's see, you have a bookkeeper at the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission, Monica Gaffin, and she's going to be coming on talking a little bit about some of the aspects she's involved with.
Yes, I'm so excited that Monica has time to join us. You know, we've been talking about OVRDC as a general agency and all the things we do. And one thing I didn't mention, but we wear a lot of hats here. So I'm going to ask Monica to join us. And, you know, she's in our office here in Waverly, Ohio, where we're at. And one thing that I do here, other than public information coordinator, I've kind of focused in on a program for broadband. So broadband is really important in the region. We think of broadband as infrastructure. And, you know, a lot of times on the show, I'll give you an update, and I can do that later today also. But Monica has a project that's assigned to her as well. So I thought I'd bring her on and talk about it. Patrick, you know, we love to share all the different things we do at OVRDC, but we also like for you to meet the people that make it happen here behind the scenes. So today we're going to welcome everyone to the show, Monica Gaffin, who is our bookkeeper and our administrative assistant. Hey, Monica.
Hello.
Good to have you here today. Thanks for taking time.
No problem.
So before we get going on, I wanted you to talk about some of your project, one special project you've been working on. But before then, I just wanted to talk a little bit about your role here at OVRDC and how long have you been here with us?
It has just been 14 months now. So a little over a year.
And you like it, and it's not bad, huh?
Oh yeah, I love my job. Yeah, it gets hectic at times, but then when everything's done, it's nice to look back and be like, yes, that worked out.
It did. I like the collaborative effect that we all have here together. You know, we work really well as a team. I think everyone kind of pitches in.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And one of the projects that we're going to all pitch in and help you with is something that you are working hard on, and that is our full commission. And that's coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
Yes, September 22nd. And that's going to be held at Shyville Park in Claremont County. I was just going to say the full commission meeting is held biannually. In the spring, we do an indoor event, and then fall, we do an outdoor event. And each year we rotate in between, or it takes about 6 years to rotate in between all 12 counties that we serve. So it is a meeting to invite all of our full commission members and our executive committee members, our ex officio. We end up and have state people from state positions, representatives' offices, and so on. And we typically have around 90 to 95 people turn out. So there's a lot that goes into planning that.
There really is. And what's great about it, and what Monica does a great job, Patrick, is, you know, bringing those people together. It's a meeting and it's business, but it's also an opportunity for everyone to kind of get to know each other better and learn more about each other and their county and where they're from. And the fact that it rotates around is always a great thing. Like, we've had some really great meetings. Monica, the first meeting you ever planned, where was that held?
Oh, that was in Gallia County and held in Gallipolis. So that was stressful for me because again, that was my first one, but it turned out great. The weather was perfect. It was held in the city park and it was right on the river. The view was awesome. And everybody loved the food and the refreshments and everything that we had too. So that was a plus.
It was. I think this meeting in September is going to be just as good. It's going to be Friday, September the 22nd, and this time it's hosted by Claremont County. And Monica, you had a chance to go down and check out the location. So tell people a little bit about where the meeting will be held.
Well, this park is a hidden gem. I actually live about an hour from it and never knew it existed. I was just doing some research online for parks and places, trying to find somewhere to host this event that was an outdoor and had facilities and so on. And I found this park on the river, and it used to be the site of a river lock and dam. And so then at that site, they even have a museum with, you know, all the historical stuff that was from that lock and dam. And they have a mural that shows a sliding doors where you can pull over the flood of 1937 and the flood of, I believe, 67, or there was a smaller flood. And then, of course, the flood of 97. And you can visually see how far the water came up, you know. But the area is beautiful. Of course, it's on the river, overlooks the river. There's yurts there that people can rent. And if they're empty, we can tour them, as well as the museum. And then the shelter house and everything that's there is just so pretty. Playground, it's very family friendly area. So
Looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to, the other thing you do is always try to source our catering and our food from the local area. So you've got someone that you've lined up for this meeting, and I can't wait to try their food. It's going to be amazing.
Right. Yes. That I got the name of this lady from one of the Claremont County commissioners. I guess she knew her through an acquaintance. And so I contacted her. Her name is Sandy, and she runs Organic Farm at Bear Creek. And Bear Creek is actually the name of the road she lives on. Huh. And I had the opportunity to actually go down and meet with her in person and see her cannery. It is amazing what she puts out, and she sells stuff to local vendors. And I think, Jungle Gems and a few other, distribution areas,
right.
But she's going to cater the meal, as well as bring in jars of jelly and honey and salsa and everything for our little giveaway. Mm-hmm. Our little, it's not a door prize, but
yes,
little takeaway from the meeting.
Yeah, so everyone can take a piece of Claremont County home with them back to their county.
Yes.
It's going to be a great meeting.
Is this open to the public, or do you have to have some kind of community leadership role?
Well, it is technically, anything we do is technically open to the public.
Public meeting.
Yes. So this is something that if you do have a role, hold a membership by either private sector, business, or executive committee, or you have mayor's seat, or help me, Gina. There's so many.
I'm sorry. I was saying elected officials,
Yes.
The term we use, Monica and Patrick, a lot is stakeholders. Anyone who's a stakeholder in the region and in the economic and community development of the region, would be invited, and it's always a public meeting. So
yes,
but it's a great opportunity for people to come together. This time we have a fantastic guest speaker as well. So Monica did a great job of lining up someone that we all want to hear from.
Yes, that is Congressman Brad Winstrup. One of our ex officio members works for him in Peebles, Ohio, actually, and she comes to our executive committee meetings and our full commission meetings, and is a lot of participation from her. And I asked her about in March if the process of reaching out to get him lined up to be our guest speaker. And over the course of a couple weeks, actually, is all it took. I had to fill out some information, and she submitted it to his schedulers, and they came back and said, sure, he'll be there.
He's a great speaker. The other thing we're going to do, Monica, is give away a few awards, some yearly recognitions we do just for the people in the area that we feel like are doing an outstanding job of, the hard work, the hard workers, people roll up their sleeves. That's who we're going to try to recognize at the meeting.
Yes.
Thank you, Monica, for taking time out of your day to be on the show with us and explain about the full commission, your project that you do such a good job on. I'm looking forward to it.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Gina, I've attended a number of your different meetings, and I always find them very insightful and knowledge driven, if you want to call it that. I'm glad that you go around to the different counties and accentuate the programs that are available.
Yes, it's really a great opportunity, I think, twice a year, just to come together as one and meet your neighbors. Patrick, it just surprises me. I mean, Appalachia, we have a lot of similar issues that we're all facing in our counties and in our region. And, coming together and talking about it is sometimes it lightens the burden. Many hands make light the work. And you realize, well, okay, we're not over here in this county alone. We have other people, our neighbors are dealing with the same thing. So how do we work together, or how do we learn from what they've learned in their struggles? And, it's a good time, I think, to be a part of Appalachian Ohio. It feels like we're really making a lot of progress. One of the other places that we're making progress is broadband. That's good news, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I thought I would just give everybody a quick update on our broadband efforts. July was kind of a cutoff period for the FCC for new data to come out about how we're doing. So we're getting ready to show you right here some new maps of coverage of how things are progressing. So Patrick, why it's important on these maps, you'll see areas that are shaded in dark areas. So the dark areas of these maps will show you where money has been awarded to providers.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. And, providers, they need that subsidy in Appalachian Ohio because the topography down here and the density of trying to serve people, in our area, we love the fact, I know I do, that you can live out in the country and you don't see any neighbors. Of course, if you're a broadband provider, that's not a good thing because that means it costs a lot more money to serve that person that's out there on the end of the road. So for that reason, federal and state dollars are coming for subsidies for rural broadband. And that's what we're seeing happening. It's unprecedented time for that kind of funding. And the good news is OVRDC has been working on this issue. It's one of the projects I've been working on here for the last 3 years, and we're seeing a lot of progress. So I wanted to show you those maps so that, people won't lose hope. It's a long, long road. You can't put in broadband overnight, but it's happening, and I'm happy about that. So we're making sure that the reporting on what's served is accurate, and we're advocating for you. And we have a fantastic partner in Broadband Ohio, which is a cabinet level position or agency. I'm sorry, Peter Voderberg is over that. And we have really great dialogue with him about what rural Appalachian Ohio needs to make sure broadband is infrastructure, and we're on top of it, and we're making sure that we're going to get served down here.
So where again can I go and get all of this information?
Well, a lot of it is online on the website. So check out ovrdc.org. And you can also call the number on your screen. That's our home phone number, or not home phone number, our office number here. And you'll speak with Shannon or Monica or myself or just whoever here answers the phone. But it's a great staff we have here, Patrick, and we are very happy to serve Appalachian Ohio, the 12 counties. We love it. We all live here. We're from here. We just believe in the area, and we see good things happening.
We're talking with Gina Collinsworth. Gina Collinsworth is a Public Information Coordinator with the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission. Gina is always willing, as well as their staff, to answer questions, any questions you might have, by giving them a call or through the email process. Gina, thank you.
Patrick, thank you so much. And everything you guys do at OSU Extension, we really appreciate it.